How to EFT. Emotional freedom technique is also referred to as psychological acupressure. So it's the blend of kinesiology and Chinese acupuncture meridians to rewire patterns in the body and mind and emotions. You can clear trauma, negative and stuck emotions, and move energy. It's an amazing do-it-yourself technique. You can use it for all kinds of things, from physical pain and injury, unresolved trauma and troubling memories, negative mind states, and beliefs. There's 5 major steps to the tapping process. The first is you identify your issue and you focus on just one thing at a time. You try to narrow it down and be specific. So let's say in the context of the work we do here, you are working on the fact that you hate your thighs, or you have a low libido, or you don't lubricate as much as you'd like to. 2, rate the intensity of the issue from 0 to 10, with 10 is the most intense. This could be how much pain you have, how much turmoil you feel, how close you feel to actually resolving the problem. 3, your setup. So we're going to create a seed phrase. So this always follows the same structure, which is, even though I hate my thighs, have a low libido, I completely love and accept myself. So even though I have a low libido, I completely love and accept myself. Always keep the focus on you. So even if you're troubled by, say, something that your partner is doing, you wouldn't say, even though my partner is a jerk all the time, I completely love and accept myself. It would be more like, even though I'm frustrated by my partner when he speaks angrily to me, I completely love and accept myself. Or even though I'm hurt, I completely love and accept myself. So you keep the focus back on you. And interestingly, we always use negative language. And this is the opposite of affirmations, where we always use the positive. So we do this by generating the energy field of the event so that we can go back in and clear it and balance it out. So the way that we use this initial phrase is you tap the very first point, which is called the karate chop point, to plant that into you. So it's the knife edge of your hand. Use 3 to 4 fingertips and say the phrase over 3 times. Even though I have a low libido, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I have a low libido, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I have a low libido, I completely love and accept myself. And then you go into the sequence, which is 9 different points throughout, basically from your head to your chest. And we're going to use a reminder phrase, which is a shortened version of your setup seed phrase. Again, and you want to be thinking about, embodying, imagining, feeling into your negative experience. So the reminder phrase in this case would be low libido. So after you're done that sequence of all the other 9 points, you're then going to ask yourself and test the intensity again. So on that scale of 1 or 0 to 10, where are you? Hopefully you've come down at least a couple of points where, say you started an 8, now you're at a 6. You started a 10, now you're at an 8. All right, so let's walk through all the rest of the points that come after you do that seed phrase with the karate chop point. So again, you start with your seed phrase 3 times. You repeat it using 3 or 4 fingertips at that karate chop point. Even though I have a low libido, I completely love and accept myself. And then you go through the sequence. So you can do either side, like some of the points have 1 on each side, like a left and a right. You can do either one. Some people like to use both. I like to use both. And all right, let's start. So the top of the head, the center of your head, and use 4 fingertips, either one hand or both hands. And you'll just use your reminder phrase, so the shortened phrase, which would be low libido. Low libido. Next point is at the start of your eyebrows. Low libido. Next point, outside of the eyes, at the bony socket. Low libido. And you can do around 5 to 7 taps. As long as it takes you to speak your reminder phrase, you'll probably be up to like 4 to 7. And the next one is below the pupil, again under the eye at the bony socket, low libido. Next point is under the nose, so between the upper lip and the nose, low libido. Next one is at the chin, what's actually between the chin and the lower lip, low libido. Then you get to the collarbone point. So basically at the set of your two collarbones where the bony bit is here, and I like to do all my fingertips on each hand like that, low libido. And I've seen some people use a flattened fist and then they hit both of them that way, low libido. And then you go under the arms. So they say in line with the nipple on a man or the middle of a bra strap on a woman, I guess presuming that women's nipples are all over the place. So roughly, again, if you're using many fingertips, you're gonna hit the point. You don't have to be worried about, am I getting the exact point? So 4 fingertips around the bra strap, low libido. Last one is your wrist. So take 3 fingertip widths. Start at your wrist crease, so where you bend the wrist, feel into that point, so you're about right there. And I'm gonna take my 3 fingertips and tap, low libido. And that's it, you've walked through the sequence. So I've seen people do this sequence 1-2 times. I didn't know for a while that I was supposed to do it only 1 or 2, and I think I was doing it 3. So basically 1, 2, or 3, let's say 2 is an average. 2 passes of that sequence. And so you do the setup phrase and then 1 sequence of all these points, 2 sequences of all these points, and then you come back and test. All right, have I had any decrease in the intensity of my issue? If you've, say, gone from a 10 to an 8, then you can slightly alter your initial phrase. So you would go, even though I still have a low libido, I completely love and accept myself. And then your reminder phrase could be still low libido, etc. So another time recently, I had a surfing incident where I got bashed and was kind of nervous then about going back out, especially into bigger waves. And so I did some EFT on me sitting in the surf boat like before going out surfing. And I went back out again, and where I'd been kind of timid and hesitant, I was suddenly charging. Like even these big gun surfer guys were like, Kimmy's charging. And I just was there. I was like going out into the bigger waves, like didn't have the fear there anymore. So it definitely works. And it's an amazing tool that you can just carry around with you when you go off to the middle of the forest or off on a surf boat in the middle of the ocean or wherever you are, you can heal yourself.